morning, and thank you for watching the early morning show today. Now, just recently, Newsweek magazine estimates that 15 to 20% of couples are in a sexless relationship. Studies show that 10% or less of the married population below the age of 50 have not had sex in the past year. In addition to that, less than 20% report having sex a few times per year, or even monthly, under the age of 40. I believe that if you factor in and account for the wives who have sex only with their husbands on their birthdays, on holidays, anniversaries, or whenever they feel like it, that number could be north of 50% easily. Now, studies like these, coupled with complaints from men over dating and marriage life, led to this commentary's title, The Sex-Starved Husband. Subtitle, When is it okay to cheat? Now, when I'm posed with this question by men about cheating, I typically ask the guy, when did she start cheating on you? Not when did you start cheating on her? Now, many times they answer back with, she hasn't. She just doesn't have sex with me anymore, the guy says. That's cheating. To that response, I jokingly say, at least you and her ex-boyfriend have one thing in common. Neither of you are currently having sex with this woman. So, if she is not currently cheating on you, she is saving herself for a future relationship sexually. That's not with you. So, then I explain how if a woman is not having sex with you, this is a sign that she has been cheating on you long before the sex stopped. You see, women are generally different from men in that they usually want to be in a relationship with a man before they have sex with the man. Not like men. See, the average man does not have to be in a relationship to have sex with a woman. You can drop the trowel wherever you want to do it. So, what I'm getting at here is that there are approximately 4 billion men on the planet Earth today that your wife is not in a relationship with. So 4 billion guys she's not in a relationship with, and therefore does not have to have sex with those guys. Why does she include you in that 4 billion computation? Especially when she is in a relationship exclusive to you. The boundaries for her to either initiate or enjoy guilt-free sex should be there. A sexless home makes no sense from either gender's point of view, because a wife lures her husband in with sex, and without sex she is seeking to drive him away. A woman cheating on a man is different than a man cheating on a woman. For the two different genders have values, two different forms of love. So they value two different forms of love. A man typically values sexual love, where a woman desires connection love, or the type of love she would get from a friend. Now, I once knew a woman who inherited a house from her girlfriend that was valued to be at least $500,000. Now, this woman didn't need this house because she already had a house with her husband. But because this woman had supported this other woman for so many years, even with cancer, she wanted to leave this gift after she passed away, and which she did before 50. Now, connectivity love like that for women is that they will do anything, go anywhere, and give any kind of support for a female friend that they would not do for a man or their husband. Now, on the other hand, a man views his friends as someone who can take care of themselves. A male will invest his entire career, fortune's wealth into the woman he marries, but not his friends. Now, when a woman marries a man, she treats him with respect, just as she would a female friend, until the newness wears off of the relationship. So, a few months after a marriage. After that, she views him as no more friendly than the other 4 billion men on the planet. At the beginning of the relationship, she communicates openly and freely with him. Just imagine, if you will, that the average woman wouldn't share a bed with a strange man even without sex. But she would share one with you without sex. You see, once a woman packs up her compassionate love for the relationship and gives it elsewhere, you are having sex with a husk of a body. There is no one there. No one in that person. You are humping for you, and that's it. At that point, you are honoring your marriage vows for no reason whatsoever. As I said before in this show, for any relationship to work, you must have 4 different loves to bind two people. Those loves, I'll say them again. They are eros love. Okay? So you got eros love, and that's erotic or sexual love. You got to have that for a relationship to last. And then you got philia love. Philia love is a friendship love where you guys can communicate with each other. And then the next love you have is storge love. Storge love is a love that you have for children. So if you guys had children together. And the final one would be agape love. So that's a higher love. That's where you're able to forgive each other no matter what went wrong, including something like an affair. You got to have agape love. So if you don't have those four loves, you don't have a relationship. So typically what guys always argue about is that their wife is not having sex with them. So that's the eros love, right? She's not having sex with you. But by the time she's not having eros love with you, she has no philia love with you. She has no storge love. She doesn't let you share the children. And she doesn't have agape love for forgiveness. So once she takes the sex away, usually guys are already gone in their head. So you see when it says she's cheating around with her attitude about having sex changes with you. So that's when I consider cheating around. See, I don't mean frequency. I'm talking about quality of sex. Because women, remember, they have compassion for their friends. And people that they love in general. So when you first are in love with a woman, she has sex with you with her entire body. You see, you having sex with an eros body, it's sexual. You have philia, y'all friends with each other, communication. So that's whole sex. But when she pulls her compassion away from you, she's just having eros love and just laying there. So that's not really love. That's just a cadaver. So once she was your friend and she didn't just give you her vagina for sex, but her whole body. That's what I mean. Now, after she has disdain for her husband, he is potentially humping a corpse. So when a woman's just laying there, that is not sex. You can get better from a prostitute, from your hand, and from all those co-workers that offer you sex. So that's not love. So she has shifted the love she once had for you to people outside of the home. To other people such as friends, family, or co-workers. So a lot of guys report that when their relationship's at their worst, the wife is still making cookies for the office. She's still doing a good job for everybody. She's still being a better person outside of the home than she is in the home. She's doing to other people what she first did to you to pull you into the relationship. So the physical act of her cheating around will come typically after the male has sex with somebody else. So most guys always report if they had sex before their wife, say they cheated around with somebody else, and their wife found out about it, then she has what's called typically revenge sex. So revenge sex is what women do to get back at their husband. So first they refuse to have sex with him, and they let him suffer. He could lay right beside me in the bed, or you could have a pillow in between you on the bed, or you sleep on the couch, or you could use the excess room, but we will not have sex. And so you can go like 6 months to a year that way. So the first time a guy starts to view other women sexually, it makes her mad, and she'll have revenge sex with somebody else. And that guy she screws, she will wear him out. She will have great sex with that guy. But this is the same woman that says she didn't want to have sex. This is the same woman that doesn't want to have sex with you. She gets mad because some woman in the world decided to have sex with you, and that pissed her off. That she didn't want to have sex with you, but somebody else wanted to have sex with you. That's crazy, right? So since a woman values compassion as sex, she is she's cheating on him long before she is sexually cheating on him. So when a woman takes her compassion out of the home and gives it away to somebody else, you don't have to worry about when she's cheating another guy. That will come, okay? When she decides to cheat with another guy, it starts in a romantic way. So she'll take her compassionate love and share it with him. But like I say, when she's not treating you well, she's still treating her coworkers well. And women value compassion more than men do. So men value physical love, and women value emotional love. So even though she's screwing you, but not screwing you, she's still having sex with other people. So on the other hand, a male places empathy on a woman he desires. So when he strays, it will manifest in a sort of savior way before it does in sex. So a man will stray with the woman that he is feeling like he's rescuing. The original way he rescued his wife. So when he does cheat with somebody else, he may say, yeah, she's sexy, she's attractive, but it was something that drew this guy to her. Maybe she needed to lift the box. Maybe you found her in a vulnerable situation. Maybe she fed your fetish. This is the particular woman's style that I like. And he went after that particular woman. But it will manifest itself in the same way with empathy for a woman. So a woman does it with compassion. The man does it with empathy or a form of pity for a weaker female. long before he will lay down and have sex with her. Okay? So this is the same empathy that he had for his wife. So when a guy's being mistreated at home, his wife's not having sex with him, and she doesn't treat him right, he will transfer his empathy to somebody else. And if she's not treating her husband right, the wife will transfer her compassion to somebody else. So husbands usually pull back their strong providership duties from a home when they are being ignored or starved out for sex at the house. And that's when they will put that kind of providership onto another woman. A guy will neglect his own house and go out and build an air conditioner for another woman. He said, hey, she needed the help. See, ultimately he's going to sleep with her even if he doesn't know it, but he's transferring that empathy for another woman. So one sees compassion as sex and withholds that. When she withholds it from a guy, she's withholding her compassion. Like when she first met you and she had sex with you, it was not with her body. I mean, this woman wore you out, she kissed you, y'all did it everywhere, you ate first, you were good, right? And the other sees empathy coupled with sex. So that's the human male. He sees empathy for the woman, and that's coupled with sex. So when she can no longer feel compassion for him, that's hatred. Okay? And he can no longer feel empathy for her, that's also hatred. So two people don't like each other. And that's what I feel a lot of this impotence is caused from. Or, well, you need Viagra. You don't need Viagra. A lot of guys hate having sex with their own wife so they can't get it up. The Viagra industry exists because a lot of guys just are pissed off at their own wife. I say to you, my friend, I guarantee if you can't get it up at home, go to a prostitute. Go to a call girl. How come you get it up instantly? If you can't get it up with your wife, how come you can watch porn and you get a hard on instantly? See, I think this whole industry does not need a pill. It needs an enema of relationships. So a woman finding out that her man has cheated will hump the first man on her radar list that she treated well at work, you see. So she knew him as a coworker first. Because remember I said women don't normally just lay flat with a guy. Even when you go to the bar, she's got to get to know you first. Make sure you're not going to choke her out or some kind of thing that you're going to act out with her at her own house where she won't be safe. Guys don't need that. A guy can pick up a prostitute in a car and he's done. Okay? So tell me what you like about the video. Tell me what you don't like about the video. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you contribute to this channel. Make sure that you buy my book at Amazon. Link should be in the description below. It's the MGTOW book, and you'll see it, MGTOW, M-G-T-O-W. And it tells you everything you need to know because there's several different styles of women that are screwing you over this way without screwing you over this way. Okay? So you guys enjoy. We'll see you back in the next episode. We'll include everything on there. The man's bartender. The man's medical moment. We'll do crimes against men. We'll come back with a commentary. The news and everything. Have the greatest of days. And your relationship, if you're in one, it needs an enema. If you left one, you need an enema. And watch out the next time you're going to get in one. For Charles, this is Eminem. For Charles Rivers, which is me. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.